Hello and welcome. Episode 4, Kevin Denning Stretch. We're back. Little hiatus. We didn't record an episode for the series over last weekend. No, it was not because the Dodgers swept the Nationals and embarrassed them, although I didn't miss not talking about that, but it's because I'm working on the process of how I do this here, just a little behind the scenes. It's pretty tough to keep track of all 30 teams, all 15 series, especially working a 9 to 5. But we got a process every day before work, watching the 45-minute recap on MLB TV, taking notes. We're grinding. We're getting it there. The next step is if you're watching on YouTube, if you're not, go over to YouTube because hopefully over the next couple episodes, we're going to start working in media. We're going to make it a little more visually pleasing for the YouTube audience. So that'll be coming. It'll kind of come in spurts. And hopefully we just keep getting better as time goes on. Sorry I missed that series. Won't happen again. But today we're talking about, let's see, Monday to Thursday. I guess most of the series were Monday to Wednesday. You had a couple Tuesday to Thursdays, but we'll start off in the AL and Cubs at Rays. We're back in the Trop. The Trop looks better. It's still not a great stadium, but I think that new top lets a little more light in, and it looks really good. And sure, anything to improve that stadium is awesome. I've heard the fan experience is actually kind of nice, but you need a nice looking stadium in the MLB. So the light coming through helps. On the Cubs side, Cade Horton, Tommy John, it's rough. That rotation needed upside at the top. He was part of that plan with Edward Cabrera. I don't like it. I'm worried about it. I had the Cubs making the World Series. We'll see if they can manage. I don't think they can do that, but I think with their offense and defense, they'll still be a playoff team and in the hunt for the Central, but it's tough. That rotation is looking tough. But that series, the Cubs took 2 out of the 3. The Rays won the first one. First game back in the Trop. Shane McClanahan was back. He didn't look great, and he had some quotes post-game about it, how he was not happy with how it went. And that's fine. You know, he's just coming back, so the stuff needs a second to come back. I wouldn't push the worry button too quick here with McClanahan. Let's check in 3 to 5 starts, see how he looks. Chandler Simpson had a great game. I mean, he's electric. He made a leaping catch at the wall. He stole second and third on back-to-back pitches. Cedric Mullins, Junior Caminero, and Aranda hit homers. The Rays just took this game, even though McClanahan had not such a great one. Game 2 was all Cubs. PCA got in the home run column, hit his first of the season, and they were just hitting and running all over Englert, who got the start for the Rays. And the Rays defense didn't look great, not very characteristic of the Rays, but they were running all over them. And then game 3, the Cubs won 6-2, similar game, a little cleaner. Horner had a great day, 3 hits, 1 homer. Cubs take that series 2-1. Moving on to the World Series rematch. Woo! This one didn't live up to the hype as much as people thought, I would say. It's still fun. Still so much star power on that field. But the Dodgers just came out and looked like they were going to run this series for the first 2, and the Blue Jays salvaged it in Game 3, but Game 1 was a blowout. And we're seeing a trend early on in this season, and it's a little obvious, but we're seeing it a lot, where a pitcher gets hurt or just has a bad start early in the game, and the team needs to make up, 4, 5, 6 bullpen innings, and it just derails the game. This is what happened here. I mean, Scherzer left early. He got pulled in the second, and the Dodgers just went off. Won it 14-2. Dalton Rushing was 4 for 4 with 2 homers. He just mashed all game. Game 2 was more of a pitcher's duel. Yamamoto and Gausman was a sick matchup. Gausman was great. Yamamoto was better. uh, Schneider got tossed after Gosman balked. It looked a little suspicious, but he was fired up. Blue Jays lost by 3, and they had the bases loaded in the 7th inning. Got nothing out of it. That's huge. Can't happen. And then moving on to Game 3, Blue Jays looking to salvage. Shohei started for the Dodgers. He looks unreal. I mean, he's probably minus 5,000 for the MVP at this point. He's still scoreless. Hasn't given up a run. Somehow the Blue Jays won this one. At 6 scoreless, and they still snuck it out. That's a huge win for the Blue Jays. Dylan Cease looked great too. A lot of fun pitching in this series outside the Scherzer quick pull in the first game. Good series, fun series. Looked a little scary after the first game, but a lot of fun pitching, and these two teams are going to be great again. Obviously. Everyone knows that. Royals at Guardians. Flip it over to there. In Cleveland. Cleveland took 2 of 3. Jose Ramirez in Game 1 hit 1,620 games played for the Guardians. That's 10 full seasons. Insane. I think that's the most in Guardians history. He's a statue guy. He's we'll see where the numbers end up. Is he the greatest Guardian/Indian of all time? You got, I don't know. It's tough. You got Bob Feller. You got some dudes in there. Tomey bounced around, but he was great, and I think he's wearing an Indians hat in the hall. You got Larry Doby way back in the day, but J-Ram is making his case to be the most iconic Guardian of all time, honestly. He's insane. The Royals won this game 4-2. Kwan hit a homer. It was a drop third strike to extend the inning to give the Royals their first run. And then Carter Jensen added a homer, and Jonathan India hit a 2-run homer to make it a 4-1 lead in the 8th, and they carried that. Game 2 was brutal. If anyone saw this game, it looked like a December Lambeau Sunday Night Football game. You could see the breath coming off the players. It was, I don't want to play baseball in that weather. It's not baseball weather at all. I mean, Carter Jensen hit a bomb. It probably stung his hands, even though he barreled it. I mean, it was miserable. Juan Burrito hit a double in his first AB. Good for him. Congratulations. And a Brian Rocchio walk-off for a Guardians 2-1 win in Game 2. Even up the series. And then, again, the same thing I was talking about earlier with Scherzer. Game 3, you got Cole Reagans on the bump. You're excited about that. He gets hit in the hand with a comebacker. Hopefully it's not too bad, but pull him out of the game, and then it gets derailed. Guardians win 10-2. Bobby Witt got in the extra base hit category. He hadn't had one. Finally gets one there with a double. Joey Cantillo, my apologies. I took 2 years of Spanish. I wanted to make that a Y there. He looked great. If you don't know who he is, he's a crafty lefty for the Guardians. It's just what they do. They make pitching. He's just a nice 3 to 5 starter that just pitched really well in Game 3. And Chase DeLauter. He could be that dude. If he's that dude, they're scary. You know they're going to pitch. You know they're going to play defense. The question's always the star power. J-Ram and DeLauter look like they could be the guys for this team. Guardians take 2 of 3. Moving on to the Orioles and the White Sox. Snooze fest. Orioles sweep. The White Sox are the White Sox. They'll be fun. There'll be some fun stuff. They have the number 1 pick. There's a future there, but not going to be fun this year. Game 1, Orioles won a close one, 2-1. Gunnar Henderson hit a bomb to go up late. Game 2, 4-2 Orioles. The White Sox just blooper ball, bad defense to make it 2-0. There's your difference in the game. The Orioles did have a chance to blow it open with Pete and Gunnar up with the bases loaded. They missed out on those chances, but Gunnar hit another home run, 2 in the series, back-to-back games, and they win 4-2. Game 3, Orioles win 5-3. just a very low scoring, not dominant, but they swept. I don't know. Weird series. But Dustin Harris hit an RBI single. I think I know ball. I don't know Dustin Harris. I got to do my research. So, yeah, name that White Sox, Dustin Harris. I'll read up on him. Kyle Bradish, good start. Him, Trevor Rogers, Shane Baz, they're giving the Orioles a chance in that rotation. That's exciting. I like the Orioles, man. Get Gunnar hot, get that rotation going, get Pete going. It's a fun team. Moving on to the next series. The next series was weird. Brewers Red Sox. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Wilson Contreras had an interesting series. There was a hard slide. His brother's on the other team. They're talking back and forth. Kind of a rowdy week for baseball with Jorge Soler that we'll talk about in a little bit, but just a weird vibe to that game where the Brewers won 8-6 game one. Game two was awesome. You had Crochet versus Mizorowski, two of the most electric pitchers in baseball. Very similar games from the two starters. They both shoved, and then once they got into the last inning, they got in a little trouble and got pulled. But the Red Sox ended up getting three runs over the two for the Brewers in a pitcher's duel. Took that game, and then they just blew them out in the last game, 5-0. The Brewers did it in style, though, losing in style with their powder blues. They look so good. Any powder blue, sign me up. It works every time. Another note I had on here, Ceddanne Rafaela, just watching him field in the outfield, he could play the slot or safety for an NFL team right now, 100%. So rangy, he's so good, dude. He's so fun to watch in the outfield. And he can go pick it at second base. What a stud, dude. Sonny Gray looks good. Pair him, Crochet. Ranger Suarez has to look good. It's a fun rotation. Still waiting on Roman Anthony to go, but at least the Red Sox won a series and hopefully can start digging out because that was a rough start. Moving on to, maybe a weirder series results-wise. I know it's early in the season, but you got the A's that are, okay, not great. Taking 2 or 3 from the Yankees, who look awesome. Their hitting went pretty cold this series. Game 1, they put up 5, but then they only put up 2 in the second last games. But their pitching was still awesome. I mean, Schlittler goes game 1, looks amazing. Weathers went game 3 and lost a 1-0 game where he pitched 8 innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 earned run. That's a tough loss. But game 1 was the one the Yankees took. It was the Ahmed Rosario game. 2 homers, big ones too. Tyler Soderstrom was wearing the shiesty. That looked pretty cool. And Stanton, did you guys see the Stanton line drive? I've seen line drives knuckle first person. It's very weird. It's harder to see on TV. Sometimes you'll catch it. This one was in the 5-6 hole to Jacob Wilson's right. He breaks right. And this thing knuckles a good 10 feet to his left up the middle. And he had no chance. It is one of the most ridiculous knuckleballs I've ever seen hit. The wind had to play a factor because that was ridiculous. Game 2, a low-scoring win for the A's, same as Game 3. Severino shoved. The Yankees' bats just died, like I said. They couldn't even get anything off Jeffrey Springs in Game 3, which little soft-tossing lefty that can locate. I feel like the Yankees lineup should do some stuff off that, and they didn't. So the bats just went dead. We'll see if they stay dead for the next series, but I wouldn't count on that. Next one is gross. The Twins sweep the Tigers. I don't even know what to do with this because I'm a little lower on the Tigers than others this year. But even then, I'm not going to discount them for getting swept by the Twins, even though I don't like the Twins. I mean, Game 1 was a not a pitcher's duel. I mean, Taj Bradley just looked better than Skubal. Skubal didn't have his best stuff, but he managed it. As soon as he started walking people, though, they started putting runs across. Kevin McGonigal was raking, which is great for Detroit, but Taj Bradley, 10 strikeouts. He looked great. He's usually a five and dive, a Blake Snell type, where you get 5 innings out of him, and as soon as that lineup rolls over the third time, that's when you want to get him out of the game. Him being able to go that deep in the game, 10 strikeouts against Tigers lineup, that's not bad. Could be good news for the Twins. And yeah, game 2, Framber Valdez got rocked. 10 hits, 8 earned runs, and 5 innings pitched. That's not a great sign for the Tigers. I'm not too worried about it with Framber, but they need him to pitch. I mean, it has to be Framber Skubal carrying them to the playoffs. They don't have the lineup to carry them. They don't have an elite bullpen. The starting pitching, the depth is fine, but it's not elite. They need those 2 guys to go. So if Framber isn't there, that's scary for them. And then game 3, Mick Abel tossed a great game for the Twins. 2 guys that came over at the trade deadline last year that the Twins got ridiculed for. I'm not saying they made the right moves, but you get 2 guys back that look great this series, and then a Josh Bell homer powers a 3-1 win for the sweep. Okay, Twins. All right, next game. I love these 2 teams, and they're 2 teams that are in very different directions to start the season, but I love them both. Doesn't matter. I don't care if they're cold. The Mariners, World Series pick, love them. They face the Rangers, who I have always loved, but they're just a little weird, like they didn't hit last year. And they look good. These pitching matchups were awesome too. Game 1, DeGrom versus Gilbert. Game 2, Nathan Eovaldi versus George Kirby. Game 3, Brian Wu versus Mackenzie Gore. I mean, people who watched this whole series were feasting on good pitching. And you saw it in the scores. I mean, Game 1, Rangers won with 2 runs. Game 2, Rangers win with 3 runs. Game 3, Rangers win with 3 runs. Domination on the pitching end. The Mariners' bats look not great, but that lineup was good enough to where they should roll. I mean, they just got outdueled by a sick lineup of starting pitchers. I'm not worried about the Mariners yet, but tap in 1 to 2 weeks if they're still struggling like this, then it gets scary. Kind of the same conversation with the Red Sox struggling, but we'll see. I still feel fine about the Mariners. The Rangers catching my eye, though. I like that a lot. Next series, we'll keep it in the AL West. The Braves went out to Anaheim, played the Angels, and there was some beef. Wendy's, we got some beef. Jorge Soler, that's a man I don't want running full speed at me. Cheers to Matt Weiss, I believe his name. Walt Weiss? Sorry. Braves head coach. Get out of football, idiot. This is baseball. He's a manager. If you didn't see the form on his tackle of Jorge, this is a manager. Tommy Lasorda was a manager. And he's tackling Jorge Soler. What a beast, dude. Good for him. The whole Soler-Reynaldo Lopez beef, to me, as a Nats fan, is just Harper versus Strickland when he was with the Nationals. It's the batter being so dominant against the pitcher that the pitcher just goes, screw this. I'm done giving up home runs and hard-hit baseballs to you. I'm going to hit you. And then the hitter correctly going, really? I'm so good against you that you're going to drill me? And then they fight. And it was awesome. And, suspension's not great. I think they have to do something weird with the pitcher suspensions because getting suspended 5 games and not missing a start, I know he takes a hit in the financial category, but, he's fine. Make him miss a start. He doesn't need to miss 5 starts because that isn't equal, but he can't not miss a start if he's suspended. That's kind of ridiculous. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But the Braves took 2 or 3 of this series. Drake Baldwin looks so good. Angels fans, Jose Soriano looks like one of the best pitchers in baseball. He had another gem, 8 innings pitched, 10 Ks for the Angels, 1 win in game 1. He looks awesome, man. It's just a heavy sinker. The strikeout stuff looks good. I mean, his ground ball rate is unreal, but he's not even letting guys hit it at this point. So he looks awesome. Game 3, the Braves dropped 8 on the Angels, and that was a Reed Detmers start. As awesome as Jose Soriano looks, you're going to need Reed Detmers to go if the Angels want to do anything. Not a great start, but let's check in a week or two, see the next couple starts, and see if they can do something. They're going to need a Gray Rod to step up, a Reed Detmers to step up, and they're going to need Soriano to stay good. But Soriano looks really good, man. Moving on to the NL. Sip. NL will start off with a 4-game series, the rare 4-game series early on in the season. Haven't had a lot of them. And the rare, hopefully they're rare, the old boring 2-2 split that means kind of nothing. The Reds played in Miami against the Marlins. They split 2 of 4. The Reds took the first 2. Marlins took the second 2. Feels like one of those doubleheader handshake. Hey, we'll take the first one. You take the second one. Let's get out of here. Sal Stewart continues to rake. RBI single in game 1. Tyler Stevenson hit an insurance homer. Marlins only had 3 hits. Reds took the first one 2-0. Game 2 was awesome. Andrew Abbott versus Sandy. Sandy looks like a Cy Young again. They lost this game, but Sandy, he was perfect through, 7 or 8? Got into the 9th and he got pulled. As soon as he gets pulled, scored 2 runs. Just a brutal loss for the Marlins. It went into extra innings. They loaded the bases and Matt McLain hit a bases loaded double. Tough loss for the Marlins. That should have been a win. Should have been a series win. Couldn't do it. Awesome game, though. Game 3, Brady Singer got rocked. Marlins got out early. Yuri wasn't great. Yuri Perez started for the Marlins, but he was good enough. Didn't have his A stuff, but worked through it. Was able to get enough with the early runs, and the Marlins win 7-4. And then game 3, 8-1 Marlins with no homers? Interesting. That is very, 2020, 2021 when they made the playoffs? It's very scrappy Marlins of them. 8-1 with no homers. Don't see that a lot. Split series, 2-2. Kind of lame. We don't really like those. Whatever. We move on. Padres took 2 or 3 against the Pirates. These are 2 very flawed teams, but very fun teams to watch. You get Connor Griffin to watch. You get Tatis. You get Paul Skeens. You get Jackson Merrill. You get Manny Machado. They're just fun teams to watch. Game 1, Padres took it 5-0. Castellanos, little RBI single. Brian Reynolds whiffed a fly ball. I didn't lose it in the sun, I don't think. Just whiffed it. Looked like his eyes got a little bobbly, and he just missed it. Bubba Chandler looked nasty again. Struggled with walks again. I'm hoping this isn't who he is. I think there's a better version in there where he's a little more Blake Snellish, but the command just isn't there yet. Herman Marquez went 5 scoreless in that game too, which is more of a bad sign for the Pirates, in my opinion, than it is a good sign for the Padres, because I don't think Herman Marquez has given you quality innings in the year of 2026, but we'll see. Hopefully for the Padres, I'm wrong. Game 2, just flip it. Pirates blew out the Padres this time. Skeens versus Pivetta, both shoved. The Padres' first hit came in the 6th inning against Skeens. That's brutal. Bogarts hit a homer, ended Skeens' day. Nick Gonzalez, Connor Griffin, and Jake Mangum add on some runs for insurance late in the game. Connor Griffin looks awesome. There's going to be some flaws. He's 19 years old, but, you know, he looks really good. I also have a note here that in Game 3, again, 19 years old, Connor Griffin had to face Mason Miller. The one note I made is good luck. Mason Miller has struck out 30 of the 40 players, something like that, and no one has gotten on base in the last 50 years against him. And you're 19, and you just go, oh, go hit. Okay, that's not going to happen at all. That was in Game 3 where the Padres took it 8-2. Michael King looked great. Mitch Keller looked great. Little pitcher's duel, 6 scoreless innings from each. Castellanos, 2-run double. Castellanos is hitting for the Padres. That's a nice little find. And then the Chrome Zone. Welcome to the Chrome Zone, baby. Jake Cronenworth, 2-run bomb. And the note I made here is the Pirates are fun to watch when the defense isn't killing them. If you are invested in the Pirates, you're going to want to gouge your eyes out sometimes. If you're not, it's just going to be kind of fun in a sad way. But yeah, they're a fun team to watch. Padres take 2 of 3 against them, though, so it kind of doesn't matter. Next one will go up to Queens. Diamondbacks at Mets. Mets took Game 1. D-backs took Game 2. Game 3 was yesterday, where the Mets lost 7-1. Game 1, Freddie Peralta looked great, and then kind of the same conversation as Garrett Crochet and Jacob Mizorowski. Looked great for the whole game, and then that last inning, he just blew up. The Mets were able to outlast that and win 4-3, but that was not a great inning. He tried to tell Mendoza that he wanted to stay in. Didn't work. Gets pulled the next batter. Gave him a couple runs, but the Mets win 4-3. In Game 2, there was a big ABS challenge that kept the inning alive with the bases loaded, and they ended up scoring 3 for the D-backs. That was kind of a cool ABS early season drama moment. Big time that Luke Weaver in Game 1 strands the ghost runner in the 10th to keep it 3-3, and then Ronnie Mauricio with the walk-off hit. And then Game 3, just the D-backs blowing them out, 7-1. The next series we'll get to is the battle of whose bullpen stinks worse. It is my Nationals against the Cardinals. There were 2 blown leads in the first game, 1 blown lead in the second game, and then a lead that never had a chance in the third game. Game 1 was awesome. It was, I believe it was 6-1. No, it was, we had the lead early. The Nats had the lead early and then completely blew it. And they were down 6-3 in the 8th inning. And James Wood hit a 3-run homer to tie it. And then Brady House hit a 2-run homer for the lead. And then C.J. Abrams added on an insurance run for the 9-6 win. One of my favorite innings ever. So much fun. Young guys hitting homers to come back and win it. It was great. And then, the next 2 nights we did the same thing without the comeback part. Nats get off to an early lead in Game 2, and the bullpen blows it. The most fun part about this series is that James Wood, I think, is back. He looks so good. I'm recording while Game 1 is happening against the Brewers. He just hit a rocket off the wall and another single hard hit. I think he's back. It's great news for the Nationals, although the hitting side isn't going to be their problem because another blown lead. Cardinals win 7-6. And then Game 3, Miles Mikolas, his games that he starts are going to look like this. If you have any interest in Nationals baseball, pick a day Miles Mikolas is not pitching because the Cardinals win 6-1. Michael McGreevy cruised, kept the Nats at bay, got an early lead, and just coasted. Cardinals take 2 of 3 on the series. Cardinals are their bullpen looks bad too. The rotation isn't great, but kind of the same as the Nationals. The offensive core is fun, and they look like they're improving from a year-to-year basis, and even early on in the season, they look good. The next series is Stranger Things. We're in the Upside Down. The Rockies swept the Astros. Urgh. And one of the notes I made here is I don't want to overreact because it's been 10 to 15 games. But if you told me that anytime from 2017 to 2023, 2024, even last year, if you told me that the Rockies swept the Astros, I wouldn't believe you. I would think you were lying, and I didn't think that was a possibility. This Astros dynasty, everyone knew they weren't going to be the team anymore with the Dodgers, but it feels like they're done being any sort of a favorite at all. And I knew that was kind of known going into the season, but seeing them get swept by the Rockies just really puts into perspective how 2017 was 9 years ago. It's been a long time of winning for them, but I think it's coming to an end. High scoring for the Rockies all series. They dropped 9, 5, and 9. Astros scored 7 in the first game, but then only scored 1 in the next 2 games. TJ Rumfield, who the Rockies got in a trade from the Yankees last year, looks great. Young first baseman. Willie Castro. Let me say this. Willie Castro looking good in the Rockies purple, man. Looking good. Good for him. I don't know if you've watched any Rockies baseball, but they got a little coat for the home run celebration. It's like a purple fur coat. I'm digging it. It's a little Barney-ish, maybe a little furrier than Barney, but it looks good. I like it. It's a little pimp jack. I don't know. Cool stuff. Also, the home run that I saw it draped over someone was also one of the weirder ones I've seen. You guys know that right field fence in Colorado that the bullpen goes up against? Super high, right? Like maybe 30 feet high. I'm not good with heights that way. I'd 30. If you told me it was 70, I'd be like, really? But then I'd believe you. I'd say 30 to 40. You see it sometimes where the ball hits the top of the wall and then goes over, but usually it doesn't hit so straight on that it bounces straight up. And especially that doesn't happen on the really high walls. Mickey Moniak hit a home run on that 30-foot high wall that just hit the very top and bounced straight up and barely got over. One of the weirder home runs I've ever seen. Pretty awesome. Good for him. And then, the Rockies swept the Astros. What year is it? I don't know. The last series we're going to get into is Phillies and Giants in San Francisco. Andrew Painter's second start came in game 1. He looked great against the Nationals in his first start, but game 2 wasn't as good. The Phillies ended up winning 6-4, but Painter only threw 4 innings. Wasn't great. Game 2, Giants shut out the Phillies, end up winning 6-0. JT Realmuto got taken out of the game because he got hit in the foot. Hopefully that's not too bad. Matt Chapman, I'd look up his numbers against Christopher Sanchez. Christopher Sanchez is one of the best pitchers in baseball, but he owns him. Completely owns him. Hit another double against him in this game. He sees a beach ball against Christopher Sanchez. And Robbie Ray, who is good, but is kind of forgotten about because of Logan Webb, because of being in San Francisco. He outdueled Christopher Sanchez. Pitched a great game. And then game 3, kind of the same story. Giants 5, Phillies 0, another shutout. Giants take 2 of 3. Nola was fine in game 3. Aaron Nola being fine is big for the Phillies because he was bad last year. But the Phillies bats just went dead. Sort of similar to the Yankees in this series. But the second 2 games, they scored 0 runs. Tyler Mahle walked 4 in 5 innings pitched, and the Phillies still couldn't put up runs. Not a great look. They're going to need to hit. Zach Wheeler made a rehab start, so he should be back soon. That rotation's great. The bullpen's great. They're going to play fine defense. They got to start hitting. I mean, they got the lineup. They got to start hitting. Those are all the series. We had some fun ones this week. We had some meh ones this week. We had some weird ones this week. A lot of fun baseball. Just getting into the stretch of things, but I know it's only been 10 to 15 games. We're going to take a look at the standings. Just a quick one. Call out anything that looks too weird. NL East, pretty normal. Braves are looking a little better than I thought. They're a good team, so I'm not too surprised by that. The Cubs start is scary. I'm going to say it. They're 6-7. Sorry. So they're only 2.5 games back of the Brewers, who are 8-4 at the top. So it's a very tight division to start the year. Again, we're not reading too much into it. It's been 2 weeks, but the Cubs start, combined with the fact that Cade Horton's out in a rotation that already was kind of meh, a little scary. But we'll tap into that. Keep an eye on that. Pirates starting off well is good. We need them. If they're going to make the playoffs like I predicted, they're going to need to coast and not have any bad stretches, because the defense is conducive to some bad stretches. So we'll see. The NL West looks right. The Dodgers are on top by a good bit, and then every other team is kind of just mixed in. The Rockies not being in last is not weird because it's only been 2 weeks, but I'm sure that'll change. The Padres are giving me a little more hope than I thought I would have with them. The pitching, I still don't love, but is doing well enough to where, okay, go make a deal at the deadline, Preller. Get another starter. Maybe. I don't know. I still don't see it with them, but the start to the season has given me a little bit of hope. The AL East, I think the biggest story here is the Sox got to get going. Toronto is fine, but they're going to have to go. The Orioles are going to have to keep Toronto and Boston under them, because that second spot is going to be huge. I could see a third team getting in from the AL East, but it's highly doubtful. So keeping yourself above those second or the third and fourth teams, because this division is so stacked, is going to be huge. And I think the Yankees are just this good. I'm not shying away from the Mariners because they were my World Series pick and they've looked terrible to start the year. And it's not because the Mariners look terrible. I still like the Mariners, but I would consider flipping the pick to the Yankees because of how good they look, man. I know the bats went dead this series, but the pitching is so good. I keep harping on it. They're like 7 deep by the time guys get healthy with like good starting pitching. You can throw some of those guys in the bullpen in the playoffs. I like the Yankees this year, man. They look good. And then the Central is very close. It looks flipped to how it should, kind of. I guess Cleveland wouldn't be in last, but KC and Detroit being in the last 2 spots is a little weird. Again, disclaimer, 2 weeks into the season, not reading too much into it. And then the AL West, Mariners got to go. Not too worried about it. The division doesn't scream, you got to go now. They have a little more leeway. Obviously, you want to see them play good baseball, but they'll be fine. The Rangers are catching my eye. I like what they're doing. The Angels are going to be more of a fun team than people want to say. But that's kind of how we're looking around the league. I like what I'm seeing. It's shaping up similar to how I saw it early in the year. A couple teams starting off a little slower than I thought. But we had a fun week of baseball. We got another weekend coming up. I'll probably post the next podcast on, I believe, Monday. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. If you want to know when that podcast goes live, if you're listening still, I love you. Please go on X, formerly known as Twitter, still known as Twitter, still call it Twitter. And go follow at KIS_pod. We will be posting more. We're going to try to get a little more engagement, post a little bit more about stuff going on in baseball. I want to start doing some mailbags where I can start getting people listening involved, get some questions. And please go follow the Twitter if you're not. Hit subscribe, like whatever on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Follow. Everything's free. I love you. Everyone have a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.